Hello there. I hope everybody's doing great on this beautiful Monday afternoon. The sun is shining and I want to get outside today. So let's jump straight into the content. So, a question I'm frequently asked is, what can the school do to help my child with ADHD? So, aside from medication, accommodations can be made to optimize the school environment to help your child with ADHD focus and learn. And we're going to outline some of those accommodations next. However, I want to introduce myself. I'm Kim Feeney. I'm owner and therapist at Butterfly Beginnings Counseling. I'm a licensed independent social worker and a registered play therapist supervisor. And I help kids and families to lead healthier emotional lives to cope with big, baffling emotions. If you're here live, go ahead and say hello in the chat, introduce yourself. If you're watching the replay, let us know with hashtag replay. All right. So, as you know, students with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, have difficulty with attention and self control. And a partnership between the parent and the school is beneficial to help these kiddos thrive academically and social emotionally at school. So, at school, behaviors can look like inattention, distractibility, hyperactivity, impulsivity, disorganization, all which get in the kids' way of learning. And we want kids to succeed in the classroom environment. So, start by examining their seats at their desks. You can use flexible seating such as wiggle chairs or standing desks or footrests or seat cushions. Numerous different, um, seating accommodations are out there. The special flexible seating allows the child to move, which helps to regulate their nervous system. Um, it eliminates distractions by increasing the space between the desks or the tables. Give that kid preferential seating. Have them be close to the teacher and allow them that room to fidget around a little bit without distracting other kids. If they're doing a work like a test or a paper, assign them a quiet workspace in the classroom. That way, if they become flooded, they can have a quiet space to calm down. Because ADHD kids, they thrive off of structure and routine. So post a written schedule or a visual schedule with pictures of daily routines and rules for these kids. And if there are schedule changes, let them know in advance. Those are just some of the beginning accommodations that can be made with children with ADHD. Looking at increasing their organizational skills. Teach the student to use a planner or an electronic calendar to keep track of things. If possible, get the school to provide an extra set of books or Chromebook or laptop to be used at home to eliminate forgetting things, going back and forth, and increasing that kid's ability to complete assignments. Provide the child with extra folders or baskets of supplies to keep their workspace organized. Like have a basket for their markers, a basket for their headphones, a basket for papers, and use color coded materials for each subject. Have, green for science and purple for math and red for English language arts. And get the teacher to provide typed notes or an outline of the lesson that the kid can follow along when they're taking notes. They don't have to do this all on their own. We can scaffold them to have successes in the classroom. Then going back to teachers or school personnel giving instructions, have them give directions both out loud and in writing or pictures. Some students are verbal learners and some are visual learners. And then have the student repeat the directions back to make sure that they understand. Give an outline of the assignments that details the instructions and step by step in small incremental steps what that child needs to do in order to achieve or complete that assignment. Keeping the instructions simple, clear, and concrete. And limit directions to one or two at a time. because that's easy enough for the child to remember. If you give them 5 or 6 steps, those last few are going to be in one ear and out the other. Um, Again, bring in pictures, bring in graphs, create that visual interest. Um, Kids with ADHD, they often need multiple modalities: auditory, visual, hands-on. Um, so let the student know the expectations. Let them know what they're aiming for. And again, break assignments into smaller, more manageable pieces. Again, back to completing tests and assignments. Uh, Allow understanding to be demonstrated in different ways. Oral reports or posters or video presentations versus writing things out or reading things. Like saying the answers out loud instead of circling them. This avoids overwhelm and minimize the number of questions and problems per assignment or worksheet. Schedule quizzes more frequent and shorter so kids can show that they're learning the concepts more frequently throughout the school year versus like big chunks like midterms and finals. And if necessary, manage behaviors with a behavior reward system. Um, have like a sticky note on the desk for the kid to signal to the teacher when they might need a break or a way to get that teacher's attention. And have this communication be two-way. So the student can begin to read the cues in their body and take breaks when needed. So it's really important for parents and teachers to communicate and talk about this child and find what works. These accommodations are just the tip of the iceberg. There are many out there that can be used to help kids with ADHD. And you, as the parent, are the expert on your kid. You may need to provide that school and that teacher psychoeducation about your child with ADHD. Because each kid is different. They may have taught kids with ADHD before, but they don't know your child and your child's needs. You, being the expert, need to lead this collaboration. And then allow the teacher to suggest possibly some new strategies that may have worked for their students in the past that they may feel work for your child. Remember, we're forming that partnership, going both ways, shared power and collaboration. Find out what's the best ways to get in touch and communicate with the teachers and the schools. Do they prefer email? Do they prefer text? Do they prefer phone calls? And let the school know what's the best way to get in touch and collaborate with you as well. I hope you found some of these tips helpful to help your child with ADHD. I'm also going to drop a link in the comments to my free guide, 20 parenting tips for ADHD kids. I'm going to put that in the description. I hope you'll check that out, and I hope that you find it helpful. So thanks for watching, and wherever you are in your day, hug your child and make it a great one.